The Treaty of Hudaybiya was a very important agreement made in 628 CE between Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the leaders of Mecca. At the time, there was a lot of tension between the Muslims of Medina and the people of Mecca, who had fought several battles before. One day, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had a dream that he and his followers should go to Mecca to perform Umrah, a peaceful pilgrimage. Believing that this dream was a sign from Allah, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, set off with around 1,400 of his followers toward Mecca. When they reached a place called Hudaybiya, about 9 miles (14.5 kilometers) from Mecca, they were stopped by the leaders of Mecca. Even though the Muslims came in peace and only wanted to perform Umrah, the Meccans were still upset because they had recently tried but failed to defeat the Muslims in a battle. They didn't want to let the Muslims into the city and felt uneasy about their presence. Instead of letting them in, the people of Mecca sent a group of negotiators to talk to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, at Hudaybiya. After long discussions, they reached an agreement called the Treaty of Hudaybiya. This was a big moment because it was the first time the people of Mecca treated the Muslims as equals in a formal agreement. The treaty had several important points: a 10-year truce, both sides agreed to stop fighting each other for 10 years. This peace would give everyone time to focus on other matters and reduce tension. Muslims couldn't perform Umrah that year. Although the Muslims had traveled all the way to Mecca to perform Umrah, they were not allowed to enter the city that year. However, it was agreed that they could come back the next year to perform Umrah. When they returned, the people of Mecca would leave the city for 3 days, allowing the Muslims to perform their pilgrimage without any trouble. Return of runaways. One part of the treaty said that if someone from Mecca ran away to join the Muslims without permission from their family or guardian, the Muslims had to send them back. However, if a Muslim went to Mecca, the Meccans didn't have to send them back. This part of the agreement seemed unfair to some Muslims, but Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, accepted it to ensure peace. Freedom to make alliances. The various tribes in Arabia were allowed to choose sides. They could either join forces with the Muslims of Medina or with the people of Mecca. This meant that the treaty not only affected the two main groups but also the smaller tribes, giving them the freedom to align with whichever side they wanted. At first, some of the Muslims were upset with the terms of the treaty, especially because they couldn't perform Umrah that year and had to send back any runaway Meccans. However, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, saw the bigger picture. The peace that the treaty brought gave Islam a chance to grow without the constant fear of war. During this peaceful period, many more people learned about Islam, and the Muslim community became much stronger. The Treaty of Hudaybiya turned out to be a major turning point in Islamic history. It showed that sometimes, even when the conditions don't seem favorable, patience and peace can lead to greater success in the long run. 2 years later, when the Meccans broke the treaty, it led to the peaceful conquest of Mecca, which brought the city under Muslim control without bloodshed.